Okay, thank you. All right, Mike Word here with the Rankin County Emergency Operations Center. Just going to kind of give you an update of where we stand today as far as the Pearl River Basin flooding. Obviously, we were looking at a 35.5-foot level on the Pearl River. Until yesterday around 10 a.m., we received a phone call that said they had changed the predictions and now they're going to 38 feet, which greatly enhances potential damage here in Rankin County. If you'll see the map behind me, you notice that everything that is in pink, and I want to explain this map, and we're putting this out on social media, on our Facebook and our Twitter accounts, and I want to explain to you what this map really means. This data came from the National Weather Service, and this is 1979 data. This was the Great Flood of 1979, and everything that is in pink is the 38-foot level. So in 1979, 38 feet is everything that was in pink. Now, here is the caveat to that. We are now 40 years removed from 1979. So we have had 40 years of sedimentation buildup and filling in of this Pearl River Basin below the Ross Barnett Reservoir. We have had a tremendous reduction in our agricultural zones. We have had a tremendous influx of housetops and businesses, asphalt and concrete. So in our minds, 38 feet today could be more of an impact than 38 feet was in 1979. And that's the reason that we are trying to get the word out to our citizens here in Rankin County and let them know that you really need to be paying close attention to the Pearl River and watching your properties to see if this water is beginning to back up on you. If you are anywhere close to this pink line that's on these maps that are behind me, you need to be very vigilant. Pay really close attention to what the water is doing, and we strongly recommend that if you are on the outlying edges of this, that you begin to make preparations to seek shelter elsewhere. At this point, there are no shelters open in Rankin County. We are asking people to go stay with friends or family or hotels or something along those lines, and just pay real close attention to this water. Now, right now, we are about 36 feet, actually 35 and a half at the Pearl River. It's went up almost a half a foot in the last 24 hours, and they are releasing 65,000 cubic feet per second of water. The way I understand what's going to happen, and I'm not going to speak for PRV, but the way that I understand what's going to happen is they are going to continue to release that water until such time as the Pearl River reaches a 38-foot level. Once it reaches 38 feet, I understand that the gates will close and the Ross Barnett will begin to retain all of the inflow water until such time as it reaches 299 feet. Once it reaches the 299, then they will have to open the gates back up and release whatever is coming in. I do know that yesterday the Corps of Engineers was on the north side of the Ross Barnett Reservoir putting in flow indicators, and they actually had some down south. At the Old Brandon Road crossover between Rankin and Hinds County, where they're actually measuring precisely what the outflow is. So they're going to be able to match up what's coming in and make sure that they've got that much going out to prevent any kind of undue pressure on the Ross Barnett levee system. We believe that at that point, that is where we may come into some potential flooding, obviously here in Rankin County. They expect that to happen overnight on Saturday night. So I believe Sunday morning, unless things change, and they may have because these things are changing by the moment, unless things change, this is going to, when you wake up on Sunday morning, we should be really close to the 38-foot mark. I do want to let you know that we do have some sandbagging locations that are available to our citizens here in Rankin County. We've got some here at the Rankin County Emergency Operations Center at 601 Marquette Drive here in Brandon. At Lakeshore Park up at the Reservoir, there is a sandbagging self-serve location there as well. The City of Richland, the mayor there has graciously allowed us to bring in additional bags to help the folks not only in the City of Richland, but some of our county folks as well. So at the City of Richland Maintenance Shop, there is a sandbagging location there that is at 120 Lakeland Street off of Harper. The Rankin County Maintenance Barn at 406 White Road in Florence, there is a sandbagging self-serve location there as well. And we are setting one up as we speak now at Liberty Park in Flowood by the YMCA. So these are going to be self-serve locations. We've got sandbags there. Thanks to our partners over at MEMA, we were able to secure an extra 10,000 sandbags. We had about 8,000 on hand, and I'm sure that we can get more if need be. We have also requested 40 barriers, road barriers, to do any kind of road closures that we may have to do. We're obviously unsure at this point where this water is going to go, but we will be prepared to do some road closures if need be. Right now, the only one that we are aware of is Old Brandon Road that goes across the Pearl River. It is closed because water is actually across that road now. So here in Rankin County, if we do have some flooding, we do have some calls for service, for response, for rescues. Just want our citizens to know that we have 13 high water vehicles, 13 boats. We have 4 buses from the Rankin County School District that we have on standby. And obviously, we've got in the neighborhood of about 500 to 600 firefighters and law enforcement here in Rankin County that are ready to respond with our partners with our municipal law enforcement agencies and the Rankin County Sheriff's Department and the Rankin County Road Department. So we'll be working in concert with all of those other agencies to hopefully provide whatever resources it is that they need from the Rankin County Emergency Operations Center. Yes, sir, CJ?
Ross, actually.
Ross, I'm sorry.
A lot of information there. Can you tell us in which particular neighborhoods or subdivision should most be concerned?
Okay, we're going to push these maps out, and we would ask the citizens to go on to these to our websites and look at these maps, and they can dial it down and get really close. They can actually see the dot of their home if they live in Rankin County. Each one of these little dots that are on this map on the Rankin County side, that is actually a 911 address, meaning that is a rooftop of some sort, whether it's a residential dwelling, a commercial business, an industry. It is an actual address. So they can dial this thing down and actually see where they are in relationship to where this 38-foot mark comes to.
Are you talking, can you give me some neighborhoods? Mill Creek?
Okay, all right, so Barnett Bend, 1, 2, and 3, Oak Grove, and that's just on the west side of Fannin Road. This thing is going to go all the way down to the county line. We're going to catch those subdivisions all the way across Lakeland Drive. It appears that we possibly could have some impacts from Airport Road all the way to the river. Then once you get down to the Pearl-Richland line together, you're going to have backups in Richland Creek. So it's going to go all the way down to the end of the study, which was at the Florence-Byram Road. That's as far as they did the map data back in 1979. So again, we're asking people, if you would, to get on our social media, the Rankin County EOC Facebook and our Twitter accounts. And Brian Grantham, our EMS coordinator, has posted those up. They should be live now, and they can actually look at these maps and zoom into them. One other place that nobody's talking about, Ross, and I'm glad that you brought this up. Everybody is really concentrating on the Pearl River, as we need to. But we have another huge location that's going to be impacted on this too. Once you bring the Ross Barnett Reservoir up to 299 feet, you've got tributaries that are flowing into the Ross Barnett that may begin to back up. You may have encroachment over seawalls. So we've got a tremendous amount of subdivisions all the way on both sides, the Madison County side and the Rankin County side, that could see some impacts on water as well. So we are looking at those locations now, and we just want everybody to be vigilant. Just because you are not actually on the river doesn't mean that you could not be impacted with the flooding event that may come. So again, we are taking all of our information directly from the National Weather Service, the Corps of Engineers, and PRV, and just trying to relay that out. We're not going to make any kind of assumptions as to really what we believe and what we think. We're leaving that up to the experts and putting the information out to the public and let them make the decisions that they need to make for themselves.
So sandbags can be helpful, but depending on the volume of flooding, how much can they really do?
Right, and it depends on how high this water actually gets. So let's take, for example, let's go to Vicksburg last summer. These men and women over in Vicksburg worked for a tremendous amount of time, a tremendous amount of labor to put in and built up, I believe it was almost 4 miles of roadway, and they built it up almost 4 feet, and over the weekend, it was gone. It overtopped it, all that work, it was absolutely for nothing. It did not work. So if the water doesn't go above what is bagged, then you may be okay. Is it going to stop any penetration? Absolutely not. What's going to stop maybe is some hard flow that may come into your home, but you're still going to have seepage. So it's just an effort to try to protect as best that they can the homeowners and the business owners to try and protect their property as best that they can.
Mike, could you talk to us again just a little bit? Oh, sorry. Could you talk to us again about what it means when you're talking about this map is 40 years old? I know you kind of touched
Sure.
on that, but we'd love to know more about the accuracy of this map as far as what could happen beyond it.
Okay, absolutely. So on this map right here, you can see everything that is in pink. This was in 1979. This is where the Corps engineer said this was 38 feet water level of the Pearl River. So when it came to 38 feet, this is what was inundated. And you can see that it really did not encroach into these subdivisions. It got right up on the edge. Our concern, again, is that we have had 40 years of sedimentation that has built up in what we're going to call the lower Pearl River Valley watershed here, and that 38 feet in 2020 may inundate further into the county than it did in 1979. Keep in mind that there was a lot of agriculture in Rankin County in 1979 along the Pearl River. We don't have that anymore. So there's not the places that will absorb water. We have a tremendous amount of homes and subdivisions, streets, and things of that nature. So our watershed is just unbelievably increased since then, and we don't believe that this basin can hold the amount of water that it did back in 1979, 40 years ago. So that's what kind of scares us. So again, we want everyone to be absolutely vigilant in watching this. Pay attention to our local media partners. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out today and being able to get the word out to the citizens, because believe it or not, we're doing the best that we can do here, but y'all are the mainstream when it gets to getting word out to the general public, and we thank you for that. So we're going to ask our citizens to pay attention to the media, heed the advice of the emergency managers, the media, the meteorologists, the National Weather Service, the Corps of Engineers, and PRV. If you are asked to evacuate a certain area, we ask that you heed those evacuation warnings. Obviously, as always, and we say this every single time, turn around, don't drown. We have had culverts already that have blown out here in Rankin County that we've had to go in and replace. And I want you to keep in mind, if you're driving across a road and the water was maybe only 6 inches deep, you're going across the middle of it, you can't see if there's a culvert there or not. If it's gone, you may drop into it and then you're headed down the Pearl River in your vehicle. Most of the time when people die in flooding events, they die in a vehicle that was swept off the water. So we want everybody to be extremely cautious about that, and let's just be smart. We ask that you not put our emergency responders in any unforeseen danger. We ask that you heed the advice of us, and if we're asking you to move a different location, please do that. There's a reason for it. We don't want anybody to have to leave their homes and disrupt their lives, but this is about public safety. And life safety is always number one in our business, and we just want to keep our people safe to be able to come in and help you. Our big deal is we want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. So if you would, just help us out on that. Anyone else? Thank you so much, and just watch our websites and our Facebook, social medias, and we'll have updates as they come out. Thank you again.
Again, that was Rankin County Emergency Operations Center. Since 1 o'clock, we're looking at the Pearl River being at 35.5 feet. It's expected to crest at 38 overnight Saturday into Sunday. Because of the decrease of agriculture and the influx of businesses and roads, they're concerned that this flooding may possibly be more significant than the 1979 flood. There are sandbags available. There's self-serve locations at the Rankin County EOC, Lakeshore Park along the reservoir, the City of Richland Maintenance Shop, Rankin County Maintenance Barn over in Florence, and the Liberty Park in Flowood. Again, those are self-serve locations for sandbags, and we'll also have an interactive map as well as all the communities that could be impacted, including Oak Grove, as well as Airport Road and Richland Drive on our Facebook page, 16 WAPT News, and also on our website at WAPT.com. Of course, we'll keep you updated online, and we will return you to regular scheduled programming.